I sure can. Line is all yours.
All right, all right. Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction, and hello, everybody. Thanks for joining today for our Saturday team training. As Ron stated, my name is Nicole Lloyd. I am a silver consultant, and I've been with the company for 6 years. Just like Ron said, I never thought I would be a travel agent either. I just knew that I like to travel, but it like really made sense to me. Like, why not get paid for something that you love to do? Um, I went on trips as a kid and and wanted to be able to do the same thing for my family. I am a single mother of two children, but it was kind of hard to be able to travel the way I wanted to on a single income. So that's why I got started and became a travel agent. And now, like, I've traveled more than I've ever been able to travel before. And the thing about it is when I got in the company, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it for the discounts for myself. And I really didn't get in the business to like book travel for other people. However, when I started traveling and posting pictures of my own, I organically started building clientele and people coming to me saying, hey, I want to go there, I want to do this, and I want to do that. So I got into booking travel for other people. So today, I just wanted to like highlight a couple of things like that I have experienced during my time as being a travel agent, stuff that we should pay attention to or just to think about or to remember as we go along and book travel. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. So the first thing that we need to all remember is that time is money. Wasted time means wasted money, and wasted money means trouble. I know with getting started with booking travel, it was a little overwhelming because you want to make sure that you do everything right. You want to make sure you give the best prices. You want to make sure that everything is right. And it can take a lot of time. So for me, I can honestly say when I first got started, I'm like, okay, they want to go to Jamaica. So I'm looking up Jamaica and I'm looking up prices and this supplier website, that supplier website. Like I was going to like everything possible. And my mindset was at that time, oh, I got to find the cheapest trip. But then I would actually find myself discouraged because I would spend a whole lot of time making sure I had this quote right to give to my clients and to make sure it was the cheapest thing, so that they would want to book with me or whatever the case may be. And then I do take all that time to send it to them. And then I don't hear nothing back or, oh, we decided we're going to go at a later date. We're not going to go right now or things to that nature. And so I really had kind of got discouraged a little bit and realized that I was spending a lot of time trying to make sure that, you know, I performed the way that I felt that I needed to, at first. And I had to do some things differently. So the thing that I want you all to remember is that, like you said, time is money. Of course, we are in the service of making sure that everyone gets what they need and gets the best. But in order to make sure that your time is capitalized, that's why we do encourage you to get like a niche or something that you focus on, because of course with the travel industry, it's like so much that you can be doing and you can be like, spread so thin, but finding a niche can help with this. And then even with the travel suppliers themselves, like just getting starting with a few of them, like, we have over 133 travel suppliers that we can choose from. But just getting a couple of them that are some of your favorites based upon what you are booking so that you're not looking at every supplier trying to, please this one client. Another thing is, I know that I do this part-time, and there's many of you that do it full-time, and some of us have jobs and do this as well. But you have to find what works for you, like a schedule that works for you. Now, I know for myself, um, I had to find ways to capitalize on my time, especially with having young kids that want to be in every single activity in life. I had to capitalize. So I had to learn how to take my laptop with me and get me a hotspot. And so if my son is at a birthday party, I'm at the birthday party working and doing travel and providing quotes and following up and things of that nature while I'm at the birthday party. Or if I'm at cheer practice with my daughter, I'm doing the same thing. Um, Also, just being able to just be open with your time. Like sometimes, like if you're at work, I put my earphones in and listen to trainings while I'm doing my work instead of listening to music or things of that nature. So just something that just to remember is to really just see where, see what time. And sometimes we do spend a lot of time on Facebook scrolling or different things too, which can, take up more time too. But it is proven that like what you put into this business is what you're going to get out of it. So again, efficiency is best. So you don't want to waste time. You of course want to provide the best for your client, but there is a better way than what I started out as doing, trying to look at everything just to provide a quote. So that's what I would say on that piece. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is urgency is the key to success. And it's important because, a lot of times we'll post stuff on Facebook or, Instagram, or we'll say something about a trip, or maybe we put something together, or, we tell people stuff all the time, but there's no call to action with it. And what I've learned over the course of time is that if you don't have a course of action or ask somebody to do something, sometimes they won't take the initiative to do it. So I know a lot of people, and I know for me, I was discouraged at first because it's like, okay, I'm posting, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but nobody's ever contacting me, or I'm not getting the response that I want. But I have realized that I didn't have a call to action to contact me by such and such date, or don't miss out on this special, because people, they don't like to miss out on stuff. So in order to get them to move, you have to have a call to action, put a deadline on it, and make it urgent, because otherwise, sometimes, we are procrastinators. I can agree that I'm have been one of them, but if you have that call to action, I believe that you'll get a better response to what you are trying to do. Also, not only given a call to action, but urgency is the key for you as well, as a travel agent, because when somebody contacts you for a trip, they are super excited and they want something right then and right now. So it's good to clearly communicate to them, like, okay, thank you, for sending me the quote, and I will get you something within 24 to 72 hours, or whatever you said that works best for you. But keep in mind that they're excited right now, so you don't want to really drag your feet on getting the information to them, because they could lose interest. And especially like with being a new agent, I know at first it was like, oh my God, it like took me longer than I wanted to take, because again, I wanted to make sure that I had the information right. But if you are newer and you need help in that area, reach out to your sponsor, or reach out to some other people on the team, to help assist with getting it so you can, get it out in a timely manner, so that you will be able to complete that sale. And especially too, and it's especially good to communicate as well too, because that urgency is the key. Because even after you give the quote, those prices don't necessarily stay the same. So you have to let them know, like, okay, this is the quote and this is what the price is today. I don't know how many times I have given out a quote and someone has taking a long time to get back to me, or a few days, and it's even happened to me in the same day. Like I gave a quote that morning, and then by that afternoon when they contacted me to put their deposit down, the price went up. So on the trip. So again, it's good to educate the clients, because you don't want them to delay or wait for whatever the case may be. And it comes along with qualifying your clients too, to see, are you just inquiring about a trip, or are you ready to go with your deposit right now, so that you can determine what kind of business they're trying to do with you at that time as well, so that you don't waste your time. So the next thing that I want to speak about is basically that it's all in the details. Like I said, it is very important to qualify your client. And I know that I've experienced where I've sent out my travel questionnaire to people, and they have answered the questions sometimes, or or you talk to them, oh, I don't have a budget, just whatever you can find, and things to that nature. And at first, I'm just taking everybody, okay, I'll just find a quote based upon the half information that they gave me. But then it was like really a waste of my time, because when I provide them with the quote, you told me you didn't have a budget, but then when I give you the quote, oh, this is way too high, I can't pay this. You'll have, excuses. So it's very important that when you qualify your client, for your sake and theirs, that you get as specific and as detailed as possible in terms of what they are looking for, what their budget is, what do they plan to do when they're there. Get really specific as possible. Are they there for a special occasion? Just so that what, and so you can provide the best details for them for their trip, so that they will be happy and have a wonderful experience. Another thing that I've learned is that you have to educate your clients. People know that they want to go on a trip. And some people, and I get it all the time, like, why is, this person, booked this trip for cheap, and, this and that, and, how can I get that cheap trip, and, different things like that. And I have to explain to people, like, with anything though, and I mean, common sense is not common to everybody, but with anything though, you get what you pay for. So if you go to McDonald's, saying you're going to get McDonald's food, or if you go to a expensive steakhouse, you're going to get expensive steakhouse food. And it's not any different with booking travel or trips. If you pay for the cheap trip, it may be cheap and you may be able to go and have a great time, but you may have been sitting in the airport for half the day before you even got there to enjoy the trip. Or you might, get to the place and say, ooh, this place is not the quality in which I really wanted it to be. So you have to really educate your clients, because I know I've had time and time again where people are like, I want to go to, let's say, Jamaica, and I want to stay 7 days, and I only want to pay like $500. So I have to break it down to them, like, if you go to a nice hotel in your area, you're probably gonna spend maybe $100 per night on a fairly decent room. So, and that's just the room portion. That's not including a flight or anything else, So it's like, when you put that in perspective and you educate them and let them know that, they're like, oh, okay, I get it now. But sometimes, they just, look and find, or, think, that they could get something for a certain cost. And so you just have to let them know that, you're there to get them the best value for the money that they want to spend. And just let them know what all you provide. So I know in my packages, I'm going to make sure that you have a flight. And if you have layovers, that they're not that long. And I'm going to make sure, like, if you're traveling internationally and you have to go through customs and you have a layover, that I'm going to make sure your layover is long enough so that you have time to get through customs and not rushing to get to your flight or possibly missing that second leg of your flight coming home. I'm going to make sure that you have a way of transportation, whether it's rental car, whether it's transportation to your resort or hotel. I'm going to make sure that you have travel protection because you are to make sure that your trip is protected against anything that may arise, and if there is something available, such as a VIP service when they arrive so that they can fast track through customs or things of that nature, I'm going to make sure that I add that in there as well, just so that they have a seamless and worry-free trip. The next thing I want to touch on is providing excellent customer service. There's nothing like having that extra personalized customer service. So for this, I really suggest that when a client contacts you and you get their information, to keep a log or a spreadsheet or anything of their information. I normally capture, like, of course, their name, their address, their birthday, or if they like book a trip with me, like for a special occasion, a anniversary or anything to that nature, I make sure that I write that down. So when those events come along, I can reach out to them, or, send them a little note or send them a little gift from me. Just let them know and that I'm, thinking about them, and that, to congratulate them, or to say happy birthday, just so that, they remember you. And it's just a thing of providing excellent customer service. Another thing is making sure that you're clear and concise in your communication. It's always best to put what you communicate to your client in writing, so that just in case anything was misconstrued or it wasn't understood, you can go back to the writing, as opposed to, and if you do like have a phone conversation with someone, just make sure you follow it up with an email of everything that you discussed, so that so that it will be clear of what you discussed, and that it is recorded. Another thing that you can do is, prior to going on the trip, you can provide them with a goodie bag or something to that nature, send it to their home prior to them leaving, or you can, even while they're there, contact the hotel or the resort to ask if they could put some special amenities in the room from you, especially if they're celebrating something, or just saying, thank you for booking travel with me, and stuff like that. All right, so the next thing I wanted to touch on is to make sure that you do your research. The internet is your best friend, and it's important for us to make sure that we read and that we are attentive to the information that we have in front of us. And the reason why I bring up this point is because like, I had a booking one time where the client asked me, she was like, okay, I want double beds in the room. So I'm like, okay, so I think I was in Vax, and I, clicked the room, and it said king or double beds. And I'm like, okay, she said she wanted double beds. And I wrote in the little notes, the client would like a double bed. But then in the little writing in there, it said that bedding was based upon availability. But I never told my client that, and I never even really paid attention to it myself, actually. I just seen that, it was a king size bed or 2 queen beds. So the client ended up getting there and went to check in, and it was 2 people on the booking. And so it was only 1 bed. So she called me and was like, oh, I thought I asked you for 2 beds because I have people down here and were coming to stay in my room too. So those other people that she was having stay in a room with her wasn't on a reservation. I knew nothing about it and stuff. And she was like, well, I told you, I wanted 2 beds. And I was like, well, I put it on there, and And so she was like, well, I'm going out to the front desk. So she talked to the front desk. Front desk said that I didn't request it. And she's like, well, front desk is saying you didn't, and you said you did. And it was like just a big fiasco. So, and so I ended up to try to rectify the situation because I didn't clearly communicate, that that particular hotel, on that particular booking, that the rooms are based upon availability, the bedding was based upon availability. I actually like ate the cost of upgrading their room because it was like a mistake that I made. And I just didn't want her, being a new agent, I didn't want her blasting me out on Facebook or anything to that nature. So I tried to do what I could to rectify the situation, but it was a learning experience for me that I need to pay attention to everything. Another thing to pay attention to on bookings are like the travel insurance, because not all travel insurance is the same. And they have it, some of the suppliers have it split up now where one insurance, if they do have to cancel, that they get a travel voucher or a travel credit versus for money back in their original form of payment. And there's different other specifics too. So as you move from supplier to supplier, you want to make sure that you pay attention to what that actual travel protection provides to the client so that you can educate them. And it's unfortunate, but sometimes they say if you put stuff in a book, sometimes people won't know what it is. But you as a travel agent need to know for yourself as well. So just in case your client does have any questions or any issues arise, you know what you are providing for your client. The internet is your best friend. So when you're booking travel or booking resorts or hotels, it is good to go through the reviews. But you can also, go a step further as well. And you can do Google searches like the Google Maps to like check out the area to make sure the hotel is in a nice looking area. You can actually go on YouTube and look up the different resorts or hotels to see, because sometimes there are people who actually travel to these places and they've documented and did a walkthrough of the resort or hotel, and it's right on YouTube so that you can see for yourself, especially if it's a place that you have never been before, again, so that you could provide your clients with the most accurate information that you're able to find. If you don't know certain things, don't be afraid to reach out to the resorts or reach out to the hotel just to ask the information. Like, is there a refrigerator included? If you can't, find it, online, because again, you want to make sure that you provide your clients with everything that they need, if it is possible. But I feel that if you do your research, it will make it better and provide the details to your clients. It will make things better for everyone. The other thing too I wanted to touch on is, in travel, there are like different seasons. So like there's like wave season, there's the hurricane season, and different things. And there's like things that happen throughout the year where there's high peak travel times, low peak travel times, and things of that nature. So those are good to know as well. Just to let your clients know, because sometimes, they'll ask you like, well, when is the best time to travel here? Or when is the best time to travel there? And, just so that what is available, and so so that you could educate them, like, this might be spring break time, this is around spring break time, or if you travel around Christmas time, you want to make sure that you get your booking in early, because prices do tend to inflate when certain things are going on. and things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you have done your research so that you are really versed and knowledge on things like that as well, so that when your clients ask you, you'll be able to provide that information. Another thing I want to touch on is that it is very, 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 very important to stay plugged in as a travel agent, no matter how long you've been in the company. And like I said, I've been in the company for 6 years, and I've had my high points, I've had my low points, I've had my moments of discouragement, I've had my moments of high time. But what I can say that has helped me through every moment that I've had is to stay plugged in. Just being around like-minded individuals who are working on the same things, and just networking with with others and stuff like that has really helped me to have the success that I've had in my business. And because it's so much out there, like we have as a company, we have morning motivational calls, we have and for anything you want to do, booking travel training, we have training with business development managers, and we have mindset training, we have marketing training, we have team building training for anything that you want to do. Not to mention, we do have training with our host agency that has a lot of information too. But I know that in those moments that I got discouraged, like every time I attended a training, like I've always left like pumped up or with another idea of what I could do in my business. Because like travel is like, it's a I want to, how do I want to say it? It's ever changing. It's always, something else that you can do or something that you can learn. It's so much to know that I don't believe anybody would ever know everything, because there's so many things that you can do. But just being able to connect with other people and hear what works for them, and maybe you could try that to see if that'll work for you, or just even having a session where we can just talk and say what we've experienced as travel agents that could help one another. I feel is very necessary. And again, I feel that it will give you the extra push. And then, like we were talking about the convention is a life-changing experience. And I will stop and give a plug for the convention, because I have been to everyone except for the first one. And every time I come back from a convention, I feel like I'm pushed to the next level, because you get so much information, you're around like-minded individuals, and you get to learn so much and just have so much at your fingertips for you to be able to do. I encourage you also to be organized. Like again, like capture the information of your clients, and keep that somewhere so you could easily reference it, or have something where you keep all your travel suppliers and which ones you like to use, or your trainings, or things to that nature. We also have a wonderful website, team website, where our trainings are housed. And also there's a YouTube site where our Wednesday trainings are housed. And I really encourage you all to take advantage and listen to those trainings when you have time. Like I stated, like when I'm at work, normally I would listen to music, but sometimes I find myself just putting my headphones in and listen to those trainings while I'm working, so that I can just stay knowledgeable. And I really can't stress that enough, that the more that you stay plugged in, the more success that you will have. So I commend all of you for attending the training on today, because it's a Saturday. You could have been anywhere, hanging out, doing anything, but yet you are all here to get knowledge. And I commend you all for that. And I think that is a wonderful thing. So I want to stress, like, this is something where you can make money, yes, but have fun with it. We sell recess. And a lot of times when I'm researching for my clients, I'm ending up researching for myself as well. It is fun, it's enjoyable. So have fun with it. And I know a lot of times for me, I can get engulfed in it because it's like, oh wow, that's interesting, or I want to go here, or I want to try this, or I want to try that. And it can be the same. So as long as you stay organized, you have your time management tactics in order, and everything, like it will be really, really fun. And again, it's not anything that you really have to sell. You just have to post pictures and, make it fun, make it relatable to people, show experiences, even if you're just walking in neighborhoods or going to a hotel in your regular area that you live in. Just, make it fun and exciting, and people will be drawn to it because everybody needs a break sometimes. Everybody loves to be happy, loves to have enjoyment. So just have fun with it, and that will make your life easier as well. So I just want to say that the world is ours, and we can, really do anything that you want to do, anything that you put your mind to. But I just want to stress that you have an elite team here that has your back. And, that's what I love about our team and our company, is that we all come together, we bring our resources together. Don't ever suffer in silence if there's anything that you're encountering along your booking travel journey, and that you need some assistance, or even if you need any encouragement. We have our elite team page where you can, reach out there and you can get answers that you need if you have questions, or just, need to vent or need some encouragement. We have an excellent leadership team on our team as well. Again, with trainings and everything, as well, just so that we can help each other out. So I just want to say thank you. I just wanted to be kind of transparent on some of the things that I've experienced, again, that I've learned or bumped across on my booking journey. So a lot of times when you train or teach people, the lesson is to you first. So this training is really just a reminder to myself of some of the things that even I need to incorporate and continue to do or get better at, because I've slacked off on. But, and you will have those times. I can't sit up here and say everything is going to be peachy cream all the time. However, if you don't give up and you keep working at it and use the resources that are available to you, lean on your other team members for encouragement and for help, and just to network, and let's just have a good time, and you will be successful. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that this training was able to help someone along your way. So now let's go and book some travel. And that is all that I have for you all today. So I am going to hand it back over to Ron.
All right, Nicole, thank you. Thank you very, very much for the awesome training. All right, everyone, if you have any questions or anything for Nicole, go ahead, take a moment, type them in the chat box so we get those questions answered. But I do have one question I see already came up, Nicole. It is, what are your favorite suppliers?
My favorite suppliers, so I do like Vax because there are several different suppliers within that one site. So you have like Southwest Vacations, American Vacations, FunJet, Apple, and there's some others in there. So I do like Vax because it's a one-stop shop with several different suppliers. I also like Delta Vacations because sometimes you will have clients that, just I want to fly Delta, no Spirit, no this, no that, or whatever. So I love Delta Vacations. And for like booking like rental houses and stuff, I've been using Classic Vacations, and I also like Pleasant Vacations too. So those are just a few of them that are my immediate go-tos.
All right, everyone. Anyone else have any other questions for us? What would be the best advice you could give to an agent?
The best advice that I would give to an agent is it's a lot, but just again, like, this is supposed to be enjoyable, and you know what's best for you. So like putting in what works, incorporating this into what works best for you is how I found it to be more enjoyable than stressful. So for instance, if you know that there are certain days in your schedule that are more hectic than others, then maybe set aside like, this day I'm going to do travel trainings. This day I'm going to actually do my follow-ups to clients that have reached out to me about trips. Or this day I'm going to, follow up with people who've been on trips to make sure that, they've had an enjoyable experience, and ask them to book with me again. Just utilizing the resources that are available to you is what I could say the most. And again, like, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So if you're only, doing a little, just a little bit here and there, like, that's what you're going to get out of it. But the more that you put into it, the more you market, the more consistent that you are, you'll see the fruit of your labor coming back to you. So the biggest thing I would have to say is make sure that you are not a closet agent. Make sure that you are consistent with letting people know what you do. And like, I'll tell everybody, like, I knew I wanted to travel. I never thought I wanted to be a travel agent, but Gold Consultant Terrell Smith, she's my sponsor. Now, I know that she had been a travel agent longer than I've been a travel agent, and she probably was posting on Facebook a lot about becoming a travel agent, but it wasn't until the fact that I actually was looking for a trip or needed it that I really paid attention to it. So had she not been posting consistently, I probably would have missed it and not even seen it. So that's why it's important that you consistently market yourself and consistently put yourself out there so that you can get the results that you want.
Right. I just want to add a little bit to that. It's very short, but one of my main advice to agents is to stay open and stay coachable. Make sure you get on the trainings. Make sure you take all the training that you can, and do not be afraid to ask for help and advice. That's what all the leadership is here for. That's what your sponsors are for. And you have your founders council members, and you have an upline. That's why you have an upline, so you can get that advice and get the training that you need to get yourself out there to make that money. Next question is, what is your niche, and was it hard for you to choose one?
My niche is actually booking all-inclusive vacations internationally. So basically the Caribbean. And I came across that niche because it was something that I loved to do and was interested in. And that's what I started and focused on. So when I first got started, one of the first things I did was I loved Jamaica, and I had been there a couple of times prior to me becoming a travel agent. So I came and became a Jamaica specialist to be able to market and sell those trips. And then from there, I started looking into like Dominican Republic and Mexico trips as well. And that's what most of my clients come to me for. So that was how I developed my niche. It was because it was something I started with, something that I love to do first, especially so I could experience it and then be able to sell that to my clients. So that's actually how I chose mine.
All right, next up is I am somewhat of a closet agent. How do you find promotions and deals regularly? And the second part of that question is there a marketing group with is there a marketing group with deals?
So I've been there. So don't feel bad. I've been a closet agent as well. Prior to me starting this business, you would never catch me on a webinar saying anything to anybody. However, now it's like, and I was nervous. I'm gonna tell you, I was nervous to even do this training, but when you have a love for something, it's like you just can't keep quiet about it. You have to share it with
Mhm.
everybody. So um it just, has been something that I've developed and worked on because I can't keep quiet about it because it's something that I love to do. But in terms of finding promotions and deals in our supplier sites, there are different things like that will pop across different promotions or like specifically in backs. There is a place where it says promos and deals, and you can see what promotions are being offered. It might say take up to $300 off on a specific vacation if you book this destination during a certain period of time. Um, if you subscribe to our supplier sites, they'll often send out emails that of certain deals. And then even if you pay attention in our elite travel group,
Mhm.
one of the leaders will also, when they come about, post them in there too. And when we get those, we can actually post them as well, but we do suggest and encourage to take off like the supplier name on where it's coming from because you don't want your clients to go directly to those suppliers and leave you out of it. So if you do copy those things and it has like the supplier that it came from, we suggest that you remove that portion so that they have to come to you in order to get that promotion or deal.
All right, is there a marketing group with deals?
Um, a marketing group with deals. Um, I really can't. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think. I know there are some,
As
but I
far as
can't think of.
what I would say, as far as the marketing group with deals, is the best thing to do. Nicole already said it. Is look into the suppliers. That's you're
Yeah.
gonna find them right there for the suppliers. And as far as the marketing is marketing alone, most suppliers has marketing things materials for us. And another way of find those deals, promotions, and marketing groups right here in our trainings. All our trainers have them along with the elite group. There's always someone talking about something. They're letting you know what they're learning, and they're also letting you know about the upcoming promotion of deals. And remember, just check back in that elite group at least 2 or 3 times a day. One more thing is your emails. If you sign with a lot of suppliers, guess what? They send you promotions all the time. Make sure you check your emails that you signed up with.
Mhm.
And we also, Nina says they have Vax has them under the promotions, Pleasant and Delta Vacation as well.
Mhm.
And like Nicole already said, Nina does post them in the elite group all the time. How much time do you recommend for going through customs?
Um, so like coming home, I would say I normally try to do at least 3 hours. Only because yeah, 3 or 4 hours, just because I don't like to be rushed. Especially like coming home, and because when you come home internationally, a lot of times they make you get your bag and like you have to recheck your bag. And
Mhm.
I know I was coming home from Jamaica one time and I ended up missing my second leg on my flight. And I think my layover was like an hour and a half because they decided that they wanted to do an extra check of everybody's bag before we rechecked them, which took a whole lot of time. And I was in the Atlanta airport, which is a super huge airport. And the flight we got off on to the flight that we had to go on was way across the other side of the airport. So I ended up missing my second leg because I was like, okay, I don't want to have a long layover. And I think my layover was only like an hour and a half. So I would suggest like probably 2 to 3 hours from what I've experienced in terms of coming through customs, like coming home. And I know like going when you arrive somewhere, it can take a length of time too. So I do suggest like if you can to book a VIP service or like Jamaica has Club Mobe or Bahamas has under Delta has like a VIP service where you can fast track through customs so you don't have to waste a lot of time going through that necessary process.
All right, the next question is specifically for you because you've been to Jamaica several times.
Mhm.
What's the resort you refer to most in Jamaica?
So I've been to a lot of great places. Some of the one of the places is if I'm doing a family vacation, like because my kids have come with me, and for that I have done the Rio. I've stayed at the Rio Montego Bay, Negril for a wedding, and Rio Ocho Rios when I took my kids. And when I say I just was there in January, and when I say the entertainment, they have really stepped it up since the first couple of times I've been. But for family and just the entertainment, I do like that resort for that. But like for me and like my adulthood, like I actually enjoyed I enjoyed the couples resort. I actually, and it's so funny because I'm single, but I had the opportunity to go to the couples resort in Jamaica because I won the trip at um, a Jamaica specialist event, because sometimes they come from city to city and tell about what's happening in that particular destination, and they give out free trips, and I won a free trip there. And when I went, I absolutely loved it. Just the atmosphere, just the people, the food, everything was great. So I do refer to that resort a lot in Jamaica as well for a more adult experience.
All right, do we have any other questions? Everybody says thank you, Nicole. Any more questions?
You're welcome.
All right, with the silence going on, no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I am your gold consultant, Ron Hicks, coming to you out of El Paso, Texas. The trainer for the evening, Miss Nicole Lloyd, and our one-star platinum pineapple, Miss Nina Jackson Mitchell, and the elite group. We do thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we ask you to have a blessed evening and enjoy the rest of the day. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.